More on what we're watching on this Super Tuesday, NewsNation political contributor Sean Spicer is here. Good afternoon, almost. It's 11:30 nearly Central Time, 12:30 p.m. Eastern. Sean, Nikki Haley, she's still appealing very forcefully to voters, but is her message sounding less empowering and more like a woman scorned?
I think it's more like a person with no path forward. As of tonight, 49.81% of all delegates will have been chosen in this contest, 874 at stake tonight. And here's the thing, of the 15 states, 10 of them, while technically proportional, have a clause in them that says if you get more than 50%, you get all of the statewide delegates. That's good news for Donald Trump. And I think the bottom line is, once you can't use that talking point that only a few states have voted, you've run out of talking points. You've shown no path forward. You don't have any potential way to the nomination. Tonight, whether she wants to admit it or not, it is the end.
You know, fighting words following the loss in her own state, her home state where she was governor. Haley has said that she's continuing to pick up votes, and that's proof that she's a viable contender against President Trump. So let's listen.
40% is not some tiny group. There are huge numbers of voters in our Republican primaries who are saying they want an alternative. I said earlier this week that no matter what happens in South Carolina, I would continue to run for president.
You know, I think about the polls that have continuously shown that she would beat President Biden. You know, the numbers showing how neck and neck President Trump and President Biden are in polling. Just as a point of reflection over her campaign, why is it that more of the GOP did not rally behind Nikki Haley, do you think?
Well, I think there's a few reasons. Number one, they want President Trump. I mean, they know him. They want his policies back for a variety of reasons. I mean, they've had multiple candidates to choose from this cycle. He's beat them all, as he did in 2016. Number two is I don't think that she's offering anything particularly new, except for she's taken up the Chris Christie mantle of I'm against Trump. You heard all those clips that get played. She talks about Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. She doesn't talk about issues that are important to the conservative base right now. She's not out there articulating a vision forward for how she might be different than the America First agenda. And I think people would rather go with a proven track record that Donald Trump offers than some potential hypothetical candidate that they don't know what. But the truth is, Adrian, look, people have been given a choice. As I said, tonight, 874 delegates at stake, 15 states and one territory. 49.81% of all delegates will have been selected after tonight. At some point, she has to see the writing on the wall. She said earlier, I'm an accountant. 40% doesn't mean anything. That's true, but it's not 50%. And right. 10 of these states right now, you need 50% even to qualify for delegates. Those are the rules. If you don't score goals in a team sport, if you don't score delegates in a political opportunity, scenario, you don't get to go on. So she might technically still be viable because donors are funding her race, but she's calling, independents and Democrats to vote for her to keep her alive. This is a Republican primary, and Republican voters have spoken loud and clear that they don't want her.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will await the results tonight. Before we let you go, I just had one quick question. Obviously, Dianne Feinstein's seat is open in California, and the California Senate primary is happening. So what should we be watching for when results come in from the West Coast tonight?
Great question. 4 big viable candidates right now. California has a jungle primary, meaning you all run together. The top 2 vote getters go on. Right now, Adam Schiff is probably the front runner. Number 2 by a lot of polls is former Los Angeles Dodgers player Steve Garvey. He is the Republican in the race. If he finishes second, which is frankly what Adam Schiff wants, then Adam Schiff de facto wins the race. A Republican is not going to win statewide in California. Katie Porter and Barbara Lee, the other 2 current members of Congress from California that are in the race, are dying to get a shot. If they were able to sneak in at that number 2 position, then you're going to have a bloodbath this fall when it comes to who will win that out. And you'll have Democrat on Democrat. A lot of money would go into that race to distract from what would otherwise be a sleeper race. So who gets that second spot is going to be critical to determine the ultimate winner in November, because a Democrat's going to win it. It's just a question of which Democrat.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.